Hello everyone, this is Ankita Rani, and in this video I will continue with the explanation of where the mind is without fear. In the previous video I have only dealt with the by narrow domestic walls. I have taken only four lines to explain. So the fifth line is where words come out from the depth of truth. Right, this is the fifth line. So before explaining this fifth line, I just want to remind you that throughout the poem Tagore is expressing his own concept of freedom, because his concept of freedom is not like as a layman, not like as a common man. Like he is expressing in this poem about political freedom, moral freedom, social freedom, intellectual freedom, spiritual freedom, religious freedom. So actually, throughout the poem, he is given a vision for India, that how India should be. He has dreamed of a nation, that how our India should be. Right. So through the fifth line, he is expressing his moral freedom. Actually, I have written one line in support of this. Poet wants a nation where people are honest and truthful. Here, he seems to be advocating moral freedom. For him, possessing a good moral quality is of high importance, because if suppose that if we have got political freedom, britishers have gone to their homes, returned back to their countries, but still we are not truthful, we have not got the moral freedom, then then we cannot enjoy this political freedom as well, because any dishonest person cannot lead a prosperous and happy life, right? Because if someone deals in lies, he can have a disastrous impact on this, right? That's why for him moral freedom is of great importance, because only a honest person can lead a happy and prosperous life, and for a progressive nation every individual is important, and if someone is dishonest, he cannot reach his goal due to his dishonesty, but on the contrary, the honest man can reach to the desired goal and contribute in the progress of a nation. Okay, this was the fifth line. The next sixth line is where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. This is the sixth line. Actually, in this line, there is a figure of speech. Figure of speech is personification. Here it is a personification. Let me show you a personification. Yes, personification for tireless striving, right? So this is a figure of a speech. So let me tell you first what is personification. Actually, personification is a figure of a speech in which an inanimate ideas are given human attribute. So here this is striving. So let me tell you what is a striving. Striving is making efforts. So striving is given a human attribute of what? Like striving is stretches its arms, like we humans stretch our arms, we have the capacity, we have the capability of stretching our arms, but here effort is given a human attribute. So let me tell you the meaning. Actually, through sixth line, he is talking about social freedom, right? He's talking about social freedom, that um, he's, as we all know, that throughout the poem he is praying to God. So he is praying to God that, oh God, make our countrymen full of make our countrymen develop a working culture in our country, right? So I have written one thing: emphasis on the need for developing a work culture which is necessary for the progress of nation, because he is praying to God for developing cultivating a cultivating a work culture among the Indians, because this is important for the progress of nation, because ultimately what he wants well-being of a country and the countrymen. Since he was a patriot, so he was of that kind of thought he was having that kind of thought. So for him, every person is important. So need of he actually advocating the need for developing a work culture, because I have also written one line that only political freedom will not make any difference if people are lazy. If suppose that we have got political freedoms and Britishers have gone to their countries and returned back to their country, but still Indians are lazy and they are wasting their time in mere gossiping, then nothing will change. No, no difference can be seen in India. We cannot make progress, because for the progress of a country, every individual should contribute. In fact, any country who is a developed nation is how they have become developed, just by the contribution of their people. So for making our India a progress nation, it is important to develop a work culture, because only political freedom will not change the scenario. Okay, so moving to the next line, 7th and 8th line, I will take both the lines together. 7th and 8th line, let me show you the 7th line is where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habits. Actually, in this part, these two poems, he is talking about what he's talking about social freedom and intellectual freedom, right? He's talking about, through 7th and 8th line, he's talking about social freedom and intellectual freedom. So let me tell you one thing, that in these two lines, 7th line there is one metaphor, and in the 8th line there is also one metaphor. So in the 7th line there is a metaphor that reason is compared with clear stream, right? As you all know, what is metaphor? Okay, let me tell you what is metaphor. Metaphor is an indirect comparison, when we compare two different things indirectly without using words like or as. Suppose that if like or as, we haven't used this word in this, but still it's a comparison. So poet has compared reason with clear stream in the 7th line, and in the 8th line poet has compared dead habits compared with dreary desert. So here also there is a metaphor. So let me tell you about the 7th line, that what is reason? Reason is logical thinking, right? Reason is logical thinking which is clear, noble and honest in nature, right? And here poet has compared clear stream, reason with the clear stream. Clear stream is narrow river. And dead habits, in the 8th line, dead habits means superstition, and superstition is compared with dull desert. So actually here on in a summarized way, I can say that in the 7th and 8th line, poet have written already, poet says that Indians should be guided with reason and not by superstition, right? Logic should rule over baseless idea. Actually, through this line, he's focusing towards one of the ongoing scenario which was going in the pre-independence time, that people were highly superstitious. They were devoid of logic. There was no logical thinking. They had lost their logical thinking. Society was full of superstition. So for him, he's praying to God that God, please fill Indians with reason, but not with superstition, because reason is something which is a clear stream, and it helps to progress. Logical thinking, with the help of logical thinking, any nation can grow in a progressed nation with the help of logical thinking. Because with the help of logical thinking, what happens, we can take new decision, right? We can take new decision and accept changes instead of sticking to some age old ideas, right? So it helps in the progress of a nation with the logical thinking. But on the contrary, what happens with the superstition, dead habits is superstition. So dead habits are like desert sand, because what happened, actually desert sands, because superstition belief blocked the way of a progressive thought. just as a desert can block the way of a clear stream. Actually, superstition are as choking as the desert for something fresh and progressive. Something fresh and progressive, right? It so superstition is something, it's very choking like desert, which cannot, which cannot flourish any plantation in the, as you have witnessed that deserts don't have, plantation in it, right? So dead habits also do the same. So he wants the stream of reason, actually he wants the stream of reason not to lose its way into the desert of prejudice. It means, in short, he wants what? He's praying to God what? That people thoughts should be monitored by rational thinking and not by superstition, right? Because logic should always rule over old baseless belief, because he's only praying to God. In short, I can say that whatever we think should be in a logical way, but not, we should not follow the superstition. Our thinking should go to the logical route. It should, thinking should, be a logical one, but should not go towards the superstition. That's it. He actually, in 7th 8th line, he wants to make clear about this thing. So in the next video I will try to finish this poem. Till then, bye, and thanks for watching my video.